Welcome to battle number 6 of week number 7 of the FnF Victory Road Draft League Season 2. This battle is going to be pitting the team Moon Drinkers, which is Edgar's team, versus the team Northern Necrozmas, which is Morgana's team. As a reminder, the Mega Pokemon we have in this battle, it's just Mega Garchomp on Morgana's team. And then we have all 4 Z Pokemon appearing today. It's Garchomp with Z Any Privilege and Braviary with Z Attack Privilege, and then Necrozma with Z Any Privilege and Zeraora with Z Attack Privilege. So we could see any one of those 4 use a Z move. This is going to be a replay recording, however, and it's going to be an interesting one because I actually have both Edgar and Morgana on the call with me right now, so they're going to be giving their initial thoughts. I'll give my initial thoughts. I'm going to commentate it, and then we'll all talk together as a group as well at the end. So we're actually going to start with those initial thoughts, and we'll start with Morgana. You could just tell us just what were you thinking when you were building your team, and what did you think when you saw the team that Edgar had brought to the battle?
When I was originally team building for this, I felt like I had the ability to basically either one shot or do extremely good damage to almost anything except for Cofagrigus and to an extent Registeel. So I was honestly just kind of hoping that they didn't come, but they did, both of them. But aside of that, I kind of built a team and went full offense, which is completely different to what I did last week. And yeah, I kind of just wanted to bash my head against everything and hope it worked.
Okay, interesting. So definitely a departure from last week.
We don't have to talk about last week.
we can. No, I'm kidding. We're going to talk about this match. So Edgar, what were your thoughts when you were team building, and what were you thinking when you looked at the 6 Pokemon that Morgana brought?
Basically what he thought. He said that he could one-shot most of my mon, or do heavy damage. So I was thinking that I should just outspeed and one shot in return, because a lot of my mons are pretty fast, pretty strong.
Yeah, it seems like both of the teams seem to have sort of an offensive kind of concept around them. I would say Morgana's team is a little bit more offensive than Edgar's team, due to the fact that Registeel and Cofagrigus are both pretty bulky. And I feel like you can play Necrozma that way, but I feel for the most part, Morgana's team is kind of more of a hit really hard kind of team, and Edgar's team is a little bit more of there's a few that could hit hard, but then there's some that defend. Registeel and Cofagrigus being those 2. And I think in this matchup, actually, those 2, like you said, Morgana, just looking at it, these look like probably the problem Pokemon for you in this match. Just because they could switch in on things pretty comfortably and kind of wall things and maybe annoy with Toxic and Will-O-Wisp and things like that. On the flip side, I would say the problem Pokemon for Edgar would probably be actually Primarina. Looks like it could give some problems, just because Garchomp is looking really good for Edgar as well as an offensive Pokemon, but Primarina can do some pretty big damage to Garchomp, and it is naturally bulky, so Garchomp might not be able to take it out in one shot. So Primarina looks like it could be a pretty good Pokemon on this team. Necrozma depending on the set as well, but it always depends on the set because Necrozma is so versatile. And also Gengar looks like it could be useful also depending on its set, but it does get Focus Blast, which can mean that Registeel will have a little bit of a tough time fully defending against it if it has that option. So those are my thoughts. I don't know if you guys have any more thoughts or if we could jump into the replay now.
I'm ready.
Just wanna... Actually... Yeah, we could.
Well, if you have another comment, you could say it.
I mean,
know. Huh? Oops.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, like, you know why Gengar's here.
Oh.
I can't speak for me.
I really hope that's not foreshadowing something, but we'll see.
No, of course not.
Oh man. Okay, well, then let's go ahead and jump into this Cries and Shiftry. So I'm gonna play the replay now. I'm on slow speed, and we're gonna go ahead in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the battle has started, and Generog the Garchomp comes out as the lead for Edgar versus Mifa the Primarina. Garchomp's going to flee, however. Mifa goes for that Moonblast. A good choice to switch into that Moonblast because that would have hurt Garchomp really bad. Mifa's going to come out, though, and $30 plush as Necrozma comes out. Stealth Rock is now up, and it looks like everything is at full health right now. Stealth Rock is now up on both sides of the field, and Registeel is going to go for a Toxic, harming the longevity on that $30 plush. Garchomp is going to come in, though. Gunkerton, the Garchomp, poised to go ahead and Earthquake. Will Jorge be the one to come in? And no, actually, Aegis is going to stay out, taking that Earthquake. It does hefty damage, 82%, but Registeel is going to spread some Toxic. I think probably next turn, Registeel will probably go for another Protect. And indeed it does. Protect is going to stall out a little bit more of that Toxic damage. And Gunkerton's going to go for an Outrage, probably to predict that switch into Jorge. But it looks like Aegis actually takes the Earthquake and goes down. Probably doing its job, spreading those rocks and Toxic to a couple of those Pokemon. JB on Cloud 9 comes out to take an Outrage. It's going to do huge damage, taking down JB on Cloud 9. Meanwhile, Gunkerton is taking some poison damage. It's now down to 33%. The score's 4-6 now. Faye, the Mian Shao, comes out, and a Fake Out's going to prevent Gunkerton from attacking, and the Toxic damage might be enough to take it out. Indeed it is. Gunkerton goes down to Toxic, and the score is now 4-5. Mifa comes out, and a Moonblast hits. It actually doesn't take down Faye. Faye goes for the knockoff, removing the Choice Scarf, in a really interesting item that's actually not something you see on Primarina, but probably to catch the Garchomp, which is actually a really smart move. Another Moonblast is going to hit Excellent twice, and down it goes. The score is now 3-5, but Generog is going to come out. It can threaten Mifa with a Poison Jab, and Poison Jab is what takes down Mifa. Score is now 3-4. And $30 plush, the Necrozma comes out. Mian Shao comes in to take whatever Necrozma is going to bring. It's a Photon Geyser. I don't know if it'll survive that. It does not. Down goes Faye. And we have 2 Pokemon left on Edgar's team. We have Jorge and Garchomp. Braviary, Jorge the Braviary is going to come out, going for a Brave Bird. It does big damage. But that Z move on Necrozma is going to allow it to go for the Continental Crush, and down goes Jorge. It's all up to Garchomp. Garchomp does have Earthquake, though. Nothing resists it. Rocks are up. This is still anybody's game. Generog comes out. It is ready to try and reverse this. It goes for the Outrage, actually, instead of the Earthquake. Down goes Necrozma to Outrage. $5,000 plush, the Zeraora comes out. Another Outrage, and down goes Zeraora. 2 Pokemon left. They have low defense. Generog is on an Outrage spree. Jules, the Hitmonlee, comes out. It's not confused. Mach Punch is going to do 21%. a little bit of damage, but Genrock goes for the outrage, taking down Jules. It is now confused. Gengar comes out. This is really tense. MVP, the Gengar comes out. It takes some damage from Stealth Rock. That could be the Sash Breaker. And an outrage takes down Gengar as well, breaking through the confusion. Wow. That was close. Wow. That was intense. So this is a 1-0 victory for Edgar's team, which is Moondrinkers over Morgana's team, Northern Necrozmas. Really close battle, really well played by both sides. And wow. Yeah, when I saw the last two Pokemon were Braviary and Garchomp, especially Garchomp, I'm like, Garchomp's going to try to turn this around just like Excadrill did, and that's exactly what happened. So wow. So, post-match thoughts. Morgana, we'll start with you just like we started with you, and then we'll go to Edgar just like in the introductions. So, that was intense. What were you thinking like once that ended?
So I was at the point where when I was up 4-1, like with just Garchomp left, and I had Necrozma out, I was like, I lose this if you Scarf. So, he outraged the Necrozma, and I'm like, okay, this is the way I'm going to find out if he Scarfs. I'm going to put in Zeraora. If he wasn't Scarfed, Zeraora did have outrage. So,
interesting.
Or it would have, if it didn't kill, it would have been in Mach Punch range for Hitmonlee anyway. But then I found out it was Scarfed. So I put in Hitmonlee, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna kill Hitmonlee. I need it to hurt himself in confusion, and then Gengar can at least get a kill. So basically at the end of the game, I was basically banking on that 1 in 3 chance that he would hurt himself in confusion, and that's basically what the game came down to, was that confused chance.
1 in 3? I thought it was 1 in 2.
It used to be 1 in 2, but they nerfed it to 1 in 3 after Gen 6.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Damn. Wow, confusion kind of sucks now.
Yep, confusion kind of sucks now.
It was never really great, but wow.
I mean, it was good. Another thing was, as soon, like, I got rid of Registeel and Cofagrigus like really early, and that felt like really good. I almost felt like I could like basically take out everything after that. Obviously I didn't, but I'm still happy by the way my team did.
Yeah, that was really well played. This is just very reminiscent of my battle with Ember, where like you seemed to be mostly in control, but then that wild tier 1 ground type comes out and goes for it. But yeah, that was really intense. So
I'm also very happy that match lasted 19 turns and not 80.
Yeah, I bet. Especially with Cofagrigus and Registeel like going down early, that was probably a relief for you, because yeah. So Edgar, what were you thinking? Like, I can see right now, heart explosion moment. So I had already like known some of your strategies going into this because we were training partners this week, and I knew that you were banking on Jorge and Genrog. Did you think, like, what were your thoughts throughout the match? Like, were you thinking in the beginning, like, oh gosh, I'm losing? Or were you always thinking, okay, as long as I have Garchomp, I could win this?
As long as I have Garchomp or Braviary and what's her face? Primarina? Yeah, as long as I was like weakened or like dead, I'd be in a pretty good spot. Because nothing can like take an outrage or like an earthquake.
Yeah,
nothing.
That seemed like the Pokemon you had to take down in order to go for that outrage sweep.
Uh-huh. And then there's rocks, so no Sash. So I was kind of wary of Hitmonlee, is it? The kicky one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That gets rapid spin, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
Was your Gengar sashed?
Gengar was not Sash, it was Choice Scarf.
Ah, interesting.
Oh.
You know,
I was thinking of putting Choice Scarf on Zeraora too, and I'm kind of sad I didn't now, but you know, oh well.
it's interesting because Edgar was actually telling me, and I remember this conversation. I think you were like, "Do you think that he's gonna put Outrage on Zeraora because that could kill or be close to killing Garchomp?" And I was like, "Nah, probably Hidden Power Ice. It's not gonna go for the Outrage." And you had Outrage.
Well, you want me to tell you something really, like, honestly, before today, I had Tyranitar in instead of Zeraora, and I had a conversation with Benji like 2 hours before the battle, and he was like, I think Zeraora can just kill everything," and I'm like, "You're right, he kind of can." So
Zeraora kill allowance.
yeah, I mean, he didn't kill anything, but he did have Life Orb, so instead of Choice Scarf.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think the Scarf was what really you needed because Garchomp was Scarfed. Scarf Chomp is a very scary creature.
It is.
Yeah, but that was really reminiscent, like I said, of my battle with Ember, where like I was probably like Edgar seemed to be like a little bit more like knowing, I think, what he needed to do, because having Garchomp like allowed him to have that assurance that he'd be able to reverse it. But like in my battle with Ember, like I was literally like, yeah, I'm gonna lose because I was like, because I was relying on Shift Tree and hazards being up, and it just wasn't happening. And then at the end, I managed to reverse it with Drillbur. So yeah, but really well played from both sides. I think like that was a really interesting match to watch for sure. So many of the matches this week have been so close. I think this is the third 1-0, or maybe even the fourth. I don't know. So yeah, pretty intense stuff, guys. That was pretty awesome.
Also, Crising Gengar.
What?
Laughs and Shift Tree. Just kidding. I don't want to laugh at your pain, but Shift Tree is safe another week, I guess.
I was definitely laughing at yours.
Okay, then I'll laugh at your pain. All we need is Como to just get a death and not a kill, and then Shift Tree will be happy. Quasi, if you're watching this, let Como die, please. Just kidding.
Jeez.
Do your best. But anyways, that was a really good match. Thanks so much for coming and joining this call and the clowning moments before this call that the three of us will know. And yeah, my audition for Hypno's Clown School. But yeah, any final remarks before we close this video?
Just one thing. Crocodile MVP.
I was waiting for that. I was like, so back MVP.
Oh god.
All right.
Yeah, I got
Well, we're going to end this now and tune in for some more battles of Week 7. There's still 2 more to come. And once again, that was the battle between Edgar and Morgana, Moondrinkers versus Northern Necrozmas. And this is Noel from Sun and Friendly, joined by Edgar and Morgana. See you next time, and tune in later.